So what's up, guys? Getting a lot of, getting a lot of negative energy from this guy Todd, whatever. I can't even pronounce his last name. I'm not even gonna try. But this is what my Stampede two-wheel drive looks like now. After the aluminum upgrades, and this truck is maybe a pound heavier than what it was when it was stock. So it's a little bit heavier, probably, maybe a pound heavier than it was when it was stock with the stock plastic stuff. And this is all the aluminum stuff I got. I got the Hot Racing Y kit. You can see here, and I got the caster blocks, hub carriers, A-arms, big bore shocks. I got the ones, the hub carriers on the back. It's got X01 axles. I just bought the new Proline body mount system with the screw-on caps here, which I love. I have the Hot Racing transmission case. My transmission has been modified, guys. That clutch roll pin broke on me twice, so I took the clutch roll pin off. And what I actually did was, after taking the clutch roll pin off the second time, I decided to beef it up. So I packed that pin with JB Weld. After packing it with JB Weld, I stuck a paper clip down inside it to make it a solid pin, and packed JB Weld in there with the paper clip. I also rubbed a little JB Weld over that pin and the idler gear once I put the idler gear back on. So if it breaks again, I'll probably have to buy a new idler gear. But that's no big deal. This truck has been lowered. It is extremely low. It doesn't sit high in the back. And I'll see if I can't give you guys an idea of how this truck sits. Showing it to you on the bed just doesn't really do it justice. So I'm going to set it on this hardwood floor so you can kind of get an idea. Okay. So that's how low the truck is now. Versus stock. So it's really low. And I don't have any issues with it. I did have to add some weight to the front to keep the front down. I've got it extremely low in the back, as you can see. I mean, the wheelie bar is barely up off the ground. So this truck is really low. And I just wanted to post this video to give Mr. Todd an idea of what's going on with my truck, and let him know that I'm not having any issues with my truck. 63 miles an hour is just as fast as I'm going to be able to get it, unless I change the motor to a castle setup. I mean, this is the stock Valenian setup. Valenian ESC, fan, Valenian motor. This truck runs 63 miles an hour with the current setup. I have a 28 tooth pinion and a 76 tooth spur on that truck. And here's the slash, 4x4 monster slash that I built. It is the platinum version of the slash, and I haven't gone real crazy with it. I did buy an onboard audio setup for it, and it wasn't working correctly. I actually broke the plastic front drive shafts, so I took the X01 axles off the rear of my Stampede 4x4 and put on the front of my slash. So I will be replacing these axles on the Stampede 4x4. Just wanted to give you guys an update on these trucks, and this is my GPS. the next time I run my Slash, I promise guys, I will remember to bring my GPS for the run. And, you know, like I said, it's not that fast. I mean, that's the only complaint really that I have with Traxxas, is the fact that when I bought the two-wheel drive Stampede, it said that truck would reach speeds of 30 miles per hour with the stock battery with the nickel metal, or 60 miles an hour with the 3S LiPo. And that's so wrong, man. That truck, when I bought this truck, and it had the stock drive shafts and everything in it, this truck wouldn't even make 2 passes down the road, and those axles broke on 3S. So first thing you got to do if you want to try to, you know, remotely hit anything over 30 miles an hour, you're going to have to change out your axles. I mean, that's first and foremost. Once you get those axles changed out, I mean, your fan, you need a fan on your ESC. Your ESC is going to get hot. Your motor is going to get hot. And it's not going to perform well. So those will be the next 2 things I would recommend you get, is those ESC fan and motor fan, and a heat sink for that motor. Other than that, I mean, that's really all you need. 3S LiPo, ESC fan, heat sink and fan on your motor, and new axles. And that's all you pretty much got to do to your Stampede, to, you know, get full potential. But as far as hitting 60 miles an hour, this truck with the stock gearing that was on it when I bought it, the 19 tooth pinion and the 86 tooth spur, would not hit 60 miles an hour, or even close to 60 miles an hour. So that's the only gripe that I really have with Traxxas, is that, you know, it's just inaccurate to say that this truck would do 60 miles an hour out of the box with a 3S LiPo, because that's just not true. It's not going to happen. I don't care. This Slash Platinum on the side of the box says this truck will do 50 miles per hour with a 3S LiPo, or no, I'm sorry, the Stampede 4x4 VXL. They said this truck will do 50 miles an hour with a 3S LiPo, and that's also very inaccurate. This truck will not do 50 miles an hour out of the box with a 3S LiPo. Not even if you upgrade the axles. It's not going to do it. This truck does have Proline steel axles on the front, and I had X01 rear axles, but again, I said I broke the stock plastic drive shafts on the Slash, so I took the rear ones out and put them on there. So now the Slash has X01 axles all the way around. Well, guys, I'm not going to bore you anymore with the tech talk. That's it for today. Hope you enjoyed the video, and just giving you some enlightenment on what you actually need to get these trucks up to speed. And I can tell you right now, if you want to reach 60 miles an hour with the 2-wheel drive, or 50 miles an hour with the 4-wheel drive, you're going to have to do some serious upgrades. I mean, you're going to have to change the gearing. You're going to have to change the whole ESC and motor setup. I mean, you could leave the ESC and run a different motor and you might do better. But, you know, I would just recommend just getting you a Castle Creations setup, you know, ESC and motor, and swapping those out, changing the gearing a little bit, and then you can probably hit the speeds that it says on the side of the box. That's the only thing I don't like about Traxxas, is the fact that their support's not very good. I mean, I've had issues with them. I'm not going to sit here and berate them. But I've just not had a very good experience with Traxxas. I do love their stuff. You know, I love the trucks, you know, as far as the upgradability and everything. And they're pretty simple to work on. But other than that, guys, I just, you know, go get yourself an Arma. If you want something that does what it says on the side of the box, go buy yourself an Arma Outcast, or the Creighton, or, you know, something like that, the Typhon. You know, go buy yourself one of those, because those trucks actually do what they say on the side of the box. If that truck says it'll do 60 miles an hour on the side of the box, you put the battery in, that truck will do 60 miles an hour, and you don't have to go crazy upgrading axles and changing gears and all that. So that's my review on these trucks. I've had these trucks now for almost 3 years. I started off with the Stampede 2-wheel drive and the 4-wheel drive, and I just recently bought this Slash 4x4 Platinum probably about a year ago. So I've had it for probably about a year now. So and I don't have very much runtime on that Slash at all, guys. Those are the Proline Super Swampers that I have on it. I mean, I really like the way this truck looks, but as far as how this truck performs, I'm just not real happy with it. You know, it's not real fast. You know, it's just not, you know, it's not even 50 miles an hour. So I would have some complaints, you know, to Traxxas about that, you know, that they're advertising these trucks go that fast on the side of the box, and they don't. So, all right, guys, thanks again. You know, like and subscribe. I would appreciate it very, very much. And thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.